Good afternoon, dear students. Welcome to IOL contact classes based on 2018 assignment. The subject is Teaching and Learning Resources 1, and my name is Mr. Kahare Lucas, as you see on the slide of a PowerPoint. I think that you will enjoy the subject, and it is very much wonderful to know about teaching and learning resources. So basically, most of the teachers, they have to know which materials do they use in teaching to enhance their teaching and to make their classroom so interesting. So the 2018 assignment is very much important, and basically this contact class just to give you just to guide you how you should do your assignment and what is expected from you, what you should include in the assignment, and also to give you some information about the assessment procedures, and I will also give you some information what is all this subject all about, and what is expected from you after completing this subject. Okay, after completing the subject, what you should apply. So basically the subject is enjoyable, and I argue that after learning the theory, you have to put it into practice. The main purpose is to put it into practice. So you are welcome for this class, and at the end of the presentation, whatever that you want to ask or that you did not understand, you are able to contact me, because you have my number on your assignment handout. There's my number and also my email. And at the end of the presentation, there's my email, so you can write. I mean, you can keep it as a reference and contact me later, whatever that you need to know. Basically, what is this subject all about? So this subject, teaching and learning resources, as you know, teaching, learning resources, okay, which means how to use resources in teaching and learning. So for this teaching and learning resources 1, I know that next year you will still, next year, second semester, yes, you will do teaching learning resources 2. But this one is simply to introduce you to some concepts, to some terminologies and methods and aspects on issues related into teaching and learning resources. So the assignment simply to give you a chance to understand the subject, because this assignment you have to read the material, okay? You have to read all the unit 1 and up to unit 5 and so, for you to understand the subject before you attempt to answer those questions. So I'm confident that you will write your assignment and submit it, and at the end of the day, you are able to get good marks for you to write the examination. So here is the format, or what is needed from you. The assignment should consist of the following. The assignment should be typed, okay? This is the format. I don't need a handwritten, maybe you take A4 paper and start writing and compile, no. The assignment should be typed. Use Microsoft Word. And also, I expect you to answer all the questions. All the questions must be answered. Okay, so if you leave some questions so you will lose marks, and it will be difficult for you to pass the examination, and your work must be tight and neat. Okay, must be tight and neat. And also in your assignment, okay, the next slide I'll give you on, you must give some headings and so on. So the format of the assignment is this. After typing now, after writing your assignment and print it, you must put a college cover, IOL cover page. So I think that they will send you, I think you have a IOL cover page where they ask you to write your name and also the assignment, the subject, and so on. So the assignment should consist this. This is very much important, the cover page. So in your Microsoft Word now for typing, you should what? You should have a table of content. Okay, a table of content should be inserted for you to know, for me to see that, at page 1 is about maybe introduction, page 2, maybe you answered question 1, page 3, and so on. So you should insert to put a table of content in your assignment, and also insert page numbers. Okay, insert page numbers. Your assignment should consist of page 1, page 2, and page. Don't just start writing and compiling your assignment and there's no page number. So there you lose marks. So please, your assignment should also have a page number. And the end of your assignment, after answering question 1 and 2, end of the assignment, you should provide some conclusions. Conclusion provide probably what you have done in your assignment, maybe some findings or some new ideas. And also you must include the references, so where you got those information. For example, maybe you used the study guide of the college, or maybe you went to some library and you got some information, okay, some books. So you have to state the book there, okay, at the end, which means by biography you must put the reference, at least maybe 3 or so references, maybe on the internet. If you got some information using, also you have to reference all those informations, because otherwise I will judge you. So where did you get all those information? Just on your own? So you have to put them. So, and the other things that throughout your assignment you have to give what? Heading, okay? So after you have a table of content, okay, a table of content, you know that it will state the introduction, then question 1, yes, at which page, question 2, at which page, and so on. So as you go on, for example, page 1, page 1, maybe there's introduction, okay? Then you underline, you bold, and so on. Question 2, maybe, yes, question 1, you underline, you bold, and also you must write the question. If it's question 1.1, maybe, yes, discuss how can you use the teaching learning resources, okay, to enhance your teaching. So you have to write that question and then also allocate marks from there before you answer the question. So that is the layout, which means, to summarize, it is that the assignment must be typed, okay? And also insert page numbers in your assignment and a table of content, state your introduction, then format your headings, okay? You bold it, you underline, and at the end you write some conclusions. What's your finding? So what did you find out, or what did you learn in doing the assignment? And then you reference the information, where maybe the books or from the internet. That is the format, okay? And the assessment policy, your assignment consists of 120 marks, okay? It's 120 marks. So for you to be admitted to write the examination, you must at least have 50% semester mark, which means you need to have 60 out of 120. That is 50%. So below that, so you will not be able to write the examination. Please research well and do your assignment on time for you to get good marks. And the final marks will be 50%, which means this 50%, at least you must get, this 50% consists, the final mark, but the pass mark is 50%, but the final mark consists of 60% of the examination and 40% of the semester mark, which means CA, continuous assessment mark, 40%. Let me say that the assignment consists of 120 marks, isn't it? So if you get 60, okay, then we convert it into percentage, which means 50%. Okay, you got 50%. From that one, we have to convert it to 40, which means 50. 50 times 0.4. Okay, 50 times 0.4, which means maybe you get 20. Okay, that's so. If you have 50%, you have 20 already, and in the examination, you need at least 30 something to get 50. So, and also in the exam, if you got if you got let me say 60 out of to 120, which means we convert it into percentage, okay, which is 50. Okay, then that 50 we convert it into 60%, which means 50 times 0.6, you get 30. Okay, which means 20, which you got into CA, 20 out of 40, and then 30, which you got in the exam. 20 plus 30, it will give you 50. So that is the assessment procedure, and you must know how you should handle your study for you to get good marks. Let me say if you get maybe 30 in your assignment, okay, 30 out of 40 in your assignment, and also maybe in the examination you got maybe 40, so which means 70. If it's 40, so then you are able to get 80, so distinction. So I would rather aim for distinction. Please study and do your assignment very well for you to get at least good marks for your academic achievement. So that was just the assignment, how you should do your assignment. See it? I think that you understand how you should do your assignment. The assignment should be typed. So now, let us discuss what you should do, or what you should be able to do or to know at the end of this model. Okay? Upon completion of this model, you should be able to do the following. You should be able to explain the concepts and issues of teaching and learning resources. Okay? As I said, this module consists of 5 units. Okay? You will receive a study guide. And the study guides consist of 5 units. And each unit, they state objectives. And each objectives has got outcomes. Okay? What's supposed to know and what's supposed to do. So there are also some activities in your study guide. Please answer all those activities. If you answer all those activities and you understand them, then you will be able to apply the knowledge and theoretical understanding which will help you in your teaching or using the teaching resources. So in Unit 1, this is Unit 1, which means you are able to explain the concept and issue of teaching and learning resources. And in Unit 2, after you have done it, you are able to explain the role of resources, media in communication and learning theories. And you will be able to describe appropriate toys and equipments in teaching and learning resources. And you will be able to discuss the issue and advantage of traditional primary classroom media. And you will be able to explain the relationship among resources and lesson phases, teaching strategies, and teaching learning methods. So let's just simply look at, just in short, just to summarize what is expected from in Unit 1, which is able to explain the concept and the issue of teaching learning resources. So in Unit 1, you will be able to define, to describe what is educational technology, okay? What is teaching resources? What is educational media? What is advantage and disadvantage of using technology in your classroom? Okay, those are just in short. And from there, you will be able to read more about competence teaching and so on. That is on Unit 1. Okay, and in Unit 2, explain the role of resources media in communication and learning theory. So you'll be able to know what is the communication model. You know that in teaching we need to communicate, isn't it? There should be what? A sender, a message, and a receiver. Okay, a sender is you as a teacher, a message. We also study about the media in which that medium, in which the information able to travel, to reach to the learners. And the receiver are the learners. So the message need to be encoded from you, have to travel, and from at the end it need to be decoded. So you learn all those concepts. So we don't have really enough time to discuss the whole unit or the whole study guide. I'm just letting you to know what is each unit all about and the main points. Okay, so Unit 2, you'll know about communication model. Okay, communication model and the media. Okay, the message you can communicate through what, for example, through emails. Okay, telephones and so on, and the message, the medium in which information able to travel or to reach. Okay, informal and formal communication. You will also learn it in Unit 2. And also, yes, in Unit 2, you will be also able to learn more about how you're able to apply the theory of teaching and learning resources. So in Unit 3, you will be able to describe appropriate toys and equipment for particular age, group, area, the theory. So which means in this one, you will be able how to teach learners, to use, you know that how to use toys in teaching. You know that learners, they like using toys and so on. And also, you will learn on how to use other teaching learning resources for you to enhance your classroom. And in Unit 4, you learn discuss the use and advantage of traditional primary classroom media. Here you will learn, for example, using pictures, okay, the advantage of using pictures in teaching, and how learners are able to be so interested when you are using pictures, placards. And also you learn about sandbox. Sandbox, a box of sand, that the learners are able to draw. When you wet the sand, they are able to draw, and all those things for them to understand better. So, and also in Unit 5, the last one, you will be able to explain the relationship among resources and lesson phases in teaching strategy and learning methods. So in Unit 5, basically you will learn more about the strategy, okay, teaching strategy in teaching learning resources, like indirect teaching, direct strategy, okay, experimental, independent, interactive. Okay, you will learn also in this unit how, and also you learn lesson phases. So when you prepare your lesson, or the phases that you need to follow, okay, you will also learn it into Unit 5. And also, yeah, there are steps that you need to follow when you prepare a lesson. For example, tomorrow, or maybe you wake up in the morning when you want, you want to go in to go teach. So what you should do, which means you prepare first before you go teach. So in teaching, you have to prepare to stand in front of the learners. First, you have to prepare yourself. Okay, you have to prepare yourself. You must look on. So how I'm going to present my class, and from there you have to prepare the resources. Okay, get the resources based on what type of resources are you going to use. Maybe yes, you are going to give learners newspaper to read, or you are going to give learners some object, like maybe you are going to use a sandbox. Okay, yes, you have to prepare those resources. Okay, the sandbox, or you are going to use pictures, you have to prepare those pictures. And you must prepare also the environment. Okay, yes, the environment. Which place are you going to use? For example, a classroom or a lab. Okay, prepare the environment. Okay, you prepare the environment. It's also very much important. You see all those steps, you learn them in Unit 5. So to summarize about the study guide, the 3 unit, which means that you have to know the importance of teaching and learning resources, the terminologies, educational technology. What is educational technology? For example, this is using technology to enhance teaching. For example, science can prove and provide practical way of understanding for the learners to understand the subject matter. For example, maybe you are having you are going to teach the subject about the state of matter. Okay, the state of matter, or maybe how, for example, how evaporation works. Okay, so all those you have to prepare in the lab. Maybe you boil water, you get some ice, and so the learners will be able to see. And also teaching and learning resources, you have to use some external resources. For example, you can download some videos. Okay, some videos from the network, from the internet. Everything's there. Maybe if you are teaching social study, you can download history videos for the learners able to see. Okay, for example, in Unit 2, you learn here about the methods, how learners are able to understand. Different learners are able to convey the information. Some learners are able to understand when they see information. Some learners are able to understand when they hear information. And some learners are able to understand when they touch, okay, practically. So, okay, you will learn VAK. So it's also always in the examination. And also, you will learn some learning theories, okay, like cognitive learning theory, humanistic learning theory in Unit 2, all that. So many other theories. So I think that the subject teaching and learning resources, it will make you, to become a better teacher. But not only a better teacher or a good teacher, but it will keep you up to date to understand the technology, because this subject is about using technology in teaching. So if you don't know how to use technology to do presentation in your class or to facilitate your class, they will be always boring, because nowadays learners, they don't want just to see you talking. No, they want to see something. Okay, you put on the videos, you go out there and look for information, you download all the internet. You should be able to use the internet to know the internet links of resources, where to find the information for teaching. Those links, there are many. For example, in teaching learning resources 2, you learn on where to get the information. Okay, teachers resources, those links. Okay, where you can download videos for mathematics, or software for teaching mathematics, or software maybe for teaching language. All those you will learn also in teaching and learning resources 2 next year. So that is all about, because teaching is about about, you have to be excited. Okay, you have to see, listen, and touch, and also let the learners, give them work to do for them to communicate. So this is all what the subject is all about. And also it will teach you how you are able to prepare your own materials, compile you have been teaching the subject for 2 years, for the last 3 years. So this subject will, as you read through, it will help you also to compile those resources, to make your teaching easier. Okay? Yes, so if you use maybe your PowerPoint for this year, so you can keep that PowerPoint for next year, or just edit extra information as the technology changes. So you will be able to adapt the technology and also the change of education system. As the education system changes, you will be also able to know, using this subject, teaching and learning, using technology in teaching. You're able to use computers in teaching. You're able to use other resources like newspapers, softwares, and many other things to improve and make your class excited, and make learners like you and love you, that you are a good teacher, because you make them understand. Let's look at on verbs. Those are just keywords which are associated in, they're always in the question. Okay, the question is incomplete, even the assignment question, or examination question, or worksheet question, or project is incomplete without these verbs. So you have to know, if the question asks you, you analyze the following concepts. Okay? What does it mean? You must examine the information into more detail and discover the result, or discover the main idea. That's what it means to analyze. Okay? You have to go through and look at it, and look at how are the idea related. Okay, and then explain why things look like in a such way or not. Okay, to calculate, it comes with for example, with numbers. I think that there will be nothing like to calculate in this subject. Yes, to give comment. Yes, you are able to give comment. For example, so maybe if it say that yes, technology. If the question is, give a comment. So is technology the only way in the future? Okay? So which means you have now to give more, to describe, okay? To describe based on that question. And also you have to discuss briefly by giving your positive or maybe your negative. That no, yes, it's the only way or not, okay, by giving your support comments. Compare, which means there are always two things, okay, compare. For example, yes, compare the advantage and disadvantage of using technology. Maybe compare the advantage and the disadvantage of using YouTube, maybe in teaching. Or compare using chalkboard and PowerPoint in teaching. So you have to comparison. So all this, and also define. You have to know when the question is define. So totally different from discuss or describe. Define, maybe it's only 2 marks or 3 marks. Let's say, okay, define what is educational technology. And then discuss the importance of educational technology. You see that they are different, okay? Define, you simply define, okay? What's educational technology? Using technology to enhance or to improve teaching methods. Example, computers, softwares, and so on. But now, to discuss the importance of educational technology, you go into more detail. For example, first, yes, you might define, and then you go on to give a description. Okay, what does educational technology do? And the importance of it. Maybe you can go further also, maybe contradict, maybe the disadvantage or so on. Okay, you give more. That is the difference. So please understand the verbs, the terminologies, and this will help you how to answer questions and get good marks in the examination. So just to conclude, this contact class is based on, just to give you, to highlight on how you should do your assignment, okay? And also to highlight what is the subject all about and the units within the subject, how many units and what each unit is all about. So just due to the limitation of time, we don't need to talk all, so this will take us even 2 months or 1 month to finish the study guides, if we can talk each units. So, but this is a distance education, and I understand that most of you want to come into education system. Yes, you are welcome, and in these subjects is where you will learn more on how to use resources in teaching. Without this subject, so you will find it difficult. How? Because in teaching everything you do, so you have to find the right books to give to your students or learners. You have to find the right equipment for you to demonstrate the experiment that you want to do. You know that, for example, like the teaching method in Unit 5, the strategies, you will learn that there are some indirect teaching or strategy where teacher will only speak, okay, and also indirect teaching where you just explain few phenomena and you give to your and you pose the question to, or the assignment to learners to look at it. And also experimental, okay, experimental, where you give, maybe you prepare some components or some experiment and you show to learners, for them they're able to see, absorb what is happening, and they are also able to do it themselves. You see, those kind of teaching strategies you all learn in these subjects, how you should represent the material better in order to make the classroom excited and understandable. So, dear students, thank you very much, and I wish you all the best for your assignment. And the sooner you receive your assignment, do it. So if anything that you don't understand, please contact me. My email is there, kahare.lucas@yahoo.com, and post me with your question, and I'm able to attend to you. I thank you very much and wish you all the best.